Hey, hi, how are you? My name's Salt. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering. Today, we're just doing the boring. I apologize. You've probably seen this deck a lot floating around on the internet, but it's just Esper midrange. You might be like, but what? Why are you playing Esper midrange? Because the deck's good. And I like showing off cool, fun decks sometimes, and I honestly think this is a cool, fun deck. I have made my own version of this in the past that was very, very similar, but this one is just a little bit better, IMO. For example, the inclusion of some cool one-off cards like Siphon Insight, being able to yoink cards from your opponent's library can be pretty valuable in certain matchups. The inclusion of Kaido Shizuki as a one-off just to draw a little extra cards. The inclusion of just like a one-off of Urtai. Make it so that you can have some occasional random counterspell nonsense without having to truly slot in counterspells. As you can see though, there's a few less Shieldreds. Usually I try to run 4 copies because she's that powerful. But I personally feel like with the way that this deck runs, 2 copies is more than enough because you will eventually find her. I also personally like including the one-off of Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. I don't think 2 is enough to really be warranted. Like, I don't think he provides enough value at 2 to be warranted, but as a one-off threat, he is very powerful. Kind of the same as Kaido, and kind of the same in the way that Siphon Insight as a one-off can do a lot of work. You can also just be kind of a, oh crap, I gotta answer him threat, which can allow your Rafine, Wandering Emperor, Shieldred, Wedding Announcement shenanigans go off uncontested. Sideboard, because I've been enjoying Best of 3 a lot more, because Best of 1 is kind of a... I don't want to say cheese fest, but it's a lot of decks that try and go for weird combos that you don't know unless you already know the deck. It's been a lot less fun for me. It's a lot of also just monocolored aggro or monocolored midrange, like mono black midrange, which is just not very fun to play against for the 500th time in the same day, right? We've been playing Best of 3, so the sideboard, stuff that I think is great on the sideboard is some cut downs. Going against mono-red aggro, slotting these cut downs, drop out the destroy evils, right? Negate for when you're going into a more control-heavy matchup and you really want to be able to counter stuff, same as the Disdainful Strokes. Void Rend for when you don't want to have your spell be countered. I'm bringing this part of it, of Void Rend, up because of the fact that I saw lots of people doing silly things with it. This spell can't be countered means you don't have to pay ward costs. Like, for example, on Rafine, I had tons of people using Void Rend on my Rafine, and still paying the ward cost. Ward counters the spell if you don't pay it. That is the phrasing. Void Rend cannot be countered, meaning that you don't have to pay for the ward cost. Don't be silly. Don't pay a ward cost for abilities where you can't... Well, you don't have to pay them, right? One off of Toxrill into those go wide matchups, because if you can land them on board into go wide soldiers, and all of a sudden all their soldiers got shrunk down by 1, it'd be pretty good as a one-off. That's also why we have 2 Depopulates and 2 Farewells on the sideboard, just to get rid of big old board states. Infernal Grasps, in case you're running into like an artifact-heavy matchup and you want to dump out the Go for the Throats and in favor of some Infernal Grasps. Not super common, because most of the time you're just kind of playing into Grixis and Esper. But it works pretty well. Mana base, highly recommend at least 3, if not 4, Rafine's Towers, and then 3 Plaza of Heroes. The rest of them toy with as you see fit. The version I've gone with heavily focuses on having black and blue mana, with white mostly on the dual lands that also have blue or black on them. I know, that's how you make 3-color decks, but like, just still. It's also a 26 lander. You could get away with 25 lands, but with how fast you kind of just roll through your own deck with cards like Kaido Shizuki, Wedding Announcement, Rafine, Teferi, being able to just look at the top chunk of your deck, Underdog giving you card draw. With the way that you just kind of like zoom through your deck, this many lands doesn't matter as much, that you might want to turn it down to 25 if you're really just like flooding out every single game and you're thinking, okay, well, I can make do with 25 lands. That's kind of personal preference. I found 26 to be a bit more consistent at getting my 3 and 4 drops out on board, which is a really important part of this deck. But yeah, this is the deck. I'm going to include some best of 3 gameplay after this. Hope you enjoy it, and hope you like and subscribe to the video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Alright. I don't know how many games we're going to include in this video, because it depends on how many go to the full 3 in the best of 3s. What are the odds of getting 0 lands in your first hand in a 26 land deck? Just asking for a me. Okay, this is much more playable. 2 Denix, make disappear, go for the throat. Lots of good turn 2 plays here. Looks like we're playing into either Rakdos or Grixis. We'll play the tapped land, and then we'll see what they play, and that'll determine what we want to hold up. We don't want to hold up anything. We just want to play Dinnick and get a board state going. It might get out their cut down. They don't have a cut down. Nice. Could just be Rakdos midrange, in which case this could be a go for the throat. Mardu. Okay, this is probably the Mardu Angels deck. As much as I want to play Raffine, you don't let the token live. You just don't let the token live into a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. You just can't. It provides a lot of value. Like, technically, you can let the token live. Yeah, they discarded their Sarah Paragon. Interesting. Maybe it's just because they don't have removal for Dinnick yet? And they're concerned because of that? Oh, it's because they have a spare Paragon. Okay. He becomes a 3/4 if I discard a creature, which is what I should be doing, so. I'm also hoping for a land. Sorry, extra Dinnick. I'm concerned that I missed my land drop. On the draw and then missing a land drop is really, really, really hard to do with this particular deck. And I don't have my removal spell. Ah, well, thanks, game. Appreciate you. Double swing, I think. Pump Dinnick so that he might not die. I don't need N make disappear, and I don't need 2 make disappears, but I think 1 is good. I don't think I need Urtide because I'm too far behind to make good use of him. Sarah is not a legendary, so they can copy it with Kiki Jiki. But that's probably not what they're gonna do. I can't imagine getting an extra 3/4 to just kind of keep swinging. I think we just let that resolve. We don't really have a choice. Even if we make disappear, it doesn't really work out. I guess I could have sacked my Raffine for that, but I think that's a hindsight moment of not very much worth it. I think they're saving to try and, like, ambush. This is the scary moment of I have to, but Shieldred's gonna die here, so I'm sad. Yeah, so they're just gonna do it for the... I don't think Make Disappear... I think Make Disappear has outlived its usefulness here. And from the looks of it, they don't have removal at the moment, so that's good for me. At the moment. That doesn't mean they won't have it, that just means at the moment they don't have removal. Sanctuary Warden is not the end of the world for me. I just play Ow. It's frustrating because Kiki Jiki is about to start copying it and start comboing. But I have my Ow the Dawn Sky here. Which means I have a really good... I just have a really good state of things at the moment. I don't mind Shieldred dying here, by the way. Like, I just don't. Because I would rather just keep forcing them into bad situations. Especially in a best of 3 like this. Unfortunately, I think I'm about to get just outvalued like crazy. Yeah, wow, that is insane. Jesus. Alright, I'm sideboarding in board wipes. But I'm sideboarding in farewells. Yes, it's an Owl of the Dawn Sky. When he dies, I get on-board value. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I'm sideboarding in Farewells, because Farewell is just the only good thing in this, I don't think they want my Owl to die, but they know they have to swing. Because depending on what I find here, could be huge. Or I could just entirely whiff every single thing. I win, though. Because they can't do anything about Otawara. The best they can do is flick it with Kiki-Jiki. I should have bounced the Kiki-Jiki in, potentially, but it's fine. I think I want the wedding announcement here, honestly. I'm so ahead on life. Or they're going to be smart. God. Go next. They just had so much value on board. I didn't kill their Kiki-Jiki in time. We gotta go to the next one, and 2 farewells. Make Disappears are worthless in this matchup because they're just going to play around the idea of Make Disappear, so they're just gone. Double farewell. Include Toxrill, because Toxrill's hard for them to kill. 2 Voidrens, and then dump Siphon Insight, because I don't think I want to play their cards. But yeah, farewell was needed. If I'd found my way into my farewells there, I would have easily just mopped the fucking floor with them. Wow. Could I? Okay, well, at least this is, like, debatably playable. Unfortunately, I need to dump the farewell, which sucks. But I like it. It's the only thing that's, like, not even close to playable this early. They're playing the Mardu Angel value deck, which is sad. That's a really hard matchup for me. Yada. We play Kaido because they don't want to trade to Tenacious Underdog.
There are many secrets I don't know, but not for long.
Like, we swing because we know they don't want to trade for Tenacious Underdog, so he gets a free hit, I get to draw a card.
Now, what do we have here?
And then starting next turn, I get to play Rafine and start potentially comboing off. On the downside, I'm probably going to be in a bad state. Have you never seen a kite? I swear, a lot of these players that I play will be playing cards from, like, the same set. Like, you're playing a card from New Capenna, and your response is like, what the hell's a Kaido? Like, it's a card, buddy. I think we just play Urtai to kill their Sarah Baragon. I think that's the worthwhile thing here. They get to draw, sure, but we get to keep the pressure on, and we get to keep drawing. Go for the Throat's a great draw there, because it allows us to kill whatever they want to play here. Unless it's a Sanctuary Warden, but Sanctuary Warden doesn't, like, just, like, doesn't really exist, essentially, at this point. Because I think they just played their land. Maybe they play Lightning Strike? That'd be kind of weird for the Mardu Angels deck. Wedding announcement, okay. Well, if they do that... Hi, Toxrill. If they do that, I think the play is to just do this first to hunt for my last land, which I found. Means I can now double spell with Rafine and go for the Throat. Okay, that's good. Double swing, make Urtai big. I want to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to keep Ow, and I want to keep Toxrill as well. But we keep them both here. I think they're too valuable. I think they're both just much too valuable in this matchup for me to turn them down. I think being able to slam Ow on board this next turn will be really useful. Archangel of Wrath with its kicker. It's going to kill somebody. Urtai, I guess? That's fine. I don't care. I think we just play Ow. Wow, I am getting unlucky. Oh well, at least it'll be 4 toughness. Draw a card. How the Dawn Sky is just a great card right now. I don't really think I'm concerned about too much unless they try and board wipe me. But even then, I have Kaido to provide me tons of on-board value. Little annoying, not the end of the world. Oh, Toxrill's about to get so much value. Yes. They had a Toxrill. That's fine if they kill it.
I know something you don't know.
They are now going to desperately hunt for removal, and I don't think they've run very much, but I could be wrong. Wow, you know they're desperate when they're dumping 2 Fables of the Mirror Breaker. I mean, they could easily remove Toxrill, right? Like, he doesn't live, but he provides enough of a threat that they are now spending their whole turn worrying about Toxrill in place of dealing with any of my other threats. That's why I love him as a one-off in these matchups where my opponent wants to go wide. Like, he's a big threat. He is a big deal. He needs to be taken care of, but my opponent doesn't want to take care of him. So it deals double 2s, I think? Yeah, it's dealing double 2, so they just kill my underdog? That's kind of okay. Kind of a weird choice, but hey. So I'm about to get 2 slug tokens, which is going to be nice, and then I'm going to get another one off of this guy. Thanks for the slugs. I can just draw a card by sacking a slug. They're going next, yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I think the adaptation to include Toxrill Farewell was the right one. I think I might include... I don't really want to include Depopulate, though. I think the Farewell is better because they want to use Fable. This is a good matchup for me, though, because this is one of the other meta decks. There's 3 major meta decks kind of like ruling the day, so to speak, on Arena right now. That's a hand that I kind of want to keep. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. It's kind of a cringe hand, but I'm going to keep it. There's like really just like 3 major meta decks kind of ruling Arena at the moment, in my experience. I think we play Plaza because Underdog can be played with Plaza, and I can keep all 3 of my channel lands. There's like 3 major meta decks kind of just like ruling the day over here. And it's Grixis, Esper, and Mardu. The 3 different tricolor decks that exist. I think we just play our non-pain lands and hold up Voidrend. We see what they play, though, and that determines whether or not we kill their wedding announcement. Oh, they're doing that? Do we not have them? Oh, right, that doesn't actually count. That's my B. Let's see if they block. If they block, I think I just go for the Voidrend. If they don't, I go for the Shieldred. Because they obviously are in a panicked... Oh, they have no removal. They have no removal. They can replay their stuff, but they have no removal. But I can probably find a way to kill Sarah Paragon here. I can just Void Render, honestly. And then if they try and kill my underdog, we probably just Iganjo it. I don't want it to die right now. I think getting into their Sarah Paragon was the biggest, like, boon. Oh, they still don't have instant speed interaction. That's good for me. Inspiring Overseer makes them lose a life when they draw that card. They still don't have instants. Wedding Announcement is big for them, but it's not terrible for me. I think we just play Ow here, and this, and then we stay back. Because we are now just draining them. Because they're never allowed to double swing, or they hurt themselves because of Shieldred. They have 2 open mana, which means they can play 1 thing, which I think is just a land. Which they can't channel, by the way. You cannot channel lands from your graveyard, because channel is an in-hand ability. Okay, so they can play that, which isn't really a big deal, but hey. I could Otawara that, so they stop getting a... Oh, well. Say goodbye to your Sarah Paragon. That's pretty good for me. Play that as a real land. They have to chump block here. If they drew removal, I just use Plaza of Heroes. Because now they just lose. Okay, they don't lose, but they are very close to losing. And this is why the Esper deck is so freaking strong. I think the only way they win now is if they hit a Farewell. And they actually run Farewell. And that's the only way they win here, is if they hit a Farewell. Which they may have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they may have hit their Farewell. They may have done it. If they hit their Farewell, I'm in trouble. If they didn't hit their Farewell, I'm not in trouble. Ah, they hit an Archangel of Wrath. That's not a bad one to hit. Did they double kicker it? I think they did. But this could just hit me something really good. Ah, look at the value! Oh my god, alright. Denick, Tenacious Underdog. Let's see. Let's just swing everything in and see what they do. If they just, like, try and chump block the hell out of Shieldred with, like, 5 things, I think that's very silly of them. Because I just... That's game. That was a pretty solid matchup for me. I don't think Mardu does super well into Esper. I think Esper just holds together a little better. I think they played really well. I think they needed the block with the Archangel of Wrath, though. I don't know why they didn't just block something with the Archangel of Wrath. I think they were trying to force out my protection? Maybe they just gave up. Maybe they were just like, man, this is tough, and I don't want my Archangel of Wrath to die to something silly. I don't know. I don't know about that last play. They were playing really well, though. They made some solid plays in response to what I was doing, but I just kind of overwhelmed them by having Shieldred out early. And that's why Esper wins. It's true. GG's to my opponent. Hi, it's me again. Unbelievably annoyed gamer because I just lost an entire game of footage because I didn't realize that something I was watching was playing in the background. I pulled up something and was watching it while I was working on a thing in between recording videos because some of these videos take a while to record and the audio was playing in the background the entire freaking time. So I accidentally probably DMCA'd myself somehow. But that was cool. So instead, I'm now having to re-record, because it was a really great match, too. It was a super grindy matchup. I don't know what the hell they're playing. I'm just going to play Takanuma here and P the T, because I just want to make disappear them. Probably Esper mid, because that's all that you see right now is Esper mid. I think we don't play that. I think we play Rafine to have an actual onboard threat. And then you play the wedding announcement. Potentially. Alright, well that's a tapped land. It might not be. Sorry, spare Rafine, you can go. We could just siphon Insight off of them. You know what, let's hold this up. We can Eganjo them for 1 if they try and swing, and then we can just siphon Insight off them. Oh god, please don't tell me they're like a basics test deck. Alright, well they don't have any interaction, so I'm just gonna yoink their cards and see what they play. Or they have a negate? If they play negate, I think that's very... Oh, it's Geist Light Snare. I don't think they got the memo that spirits aren't good in standard, by the way.
The entire multiverse is at stake. Knowledge is meant to be shared.
Okay, well it's not that spirits are bad in standard, it's just that there's better decks, right? I mean, if they have another Patrician Geist Light, I should be concerned, right? Because that means that they'll probably just kill Teferi. I think that means they can kill Teferi. Wait, none of these have been interesting. I was really expecting a Wandering Emperor to pump it, but hey. Let's just see what they have before I decide on any other moves. Let's yoink that. I don't want them to have that. I think I'll play it. Does it go back to its graveyard? We'll find out. I'm just gonna yoink it from them and see what happens. I don't really want them to get its disturb effect, but I don't really have much of a choice, right? If they do have Wandering Emperor, that's what I'm playing around, by the way. Or trying to play around. This early Teferi was really lucky. And I guess they could doubly Gonjo me, right? But that's incredibly unlikely. Ah, just Otawara. Okay. I mean, that's not a huge deal. It's still a 4 toughness Teferi. They do not have much, huh? I wonder if they're flooding out. I wonder what they're, like, holding up. I think I just want to hold this up as just, like, a countermeasure, probably? I still don't know what they're holding up. It's very confusing. It could just be the Field of Ruin, waiting for the best time to destroy one of my lands.
Who's that handsome devil?
It's always when it triggers on the stack, so I don't know what's causing it. And I think I'm only going to attack with Rafine, much to my own chagrin. Because when it attacks or blocks, it gets sacked. I just kind of want to hold it back for a defensive outlet. And I probably don't want to get rid of either one of these. Underdog, thank you. You saved my soul. I mean, if they basics test me, I just start losing because I only have 2 total basics on the deck. I don't know what they're doing, but I could be just off. They could have some grand plan. At this point, though, that Field of Ruin is slowly becoming less and less valuable, right? We play this. We go hard in the paint right here. But we don't play Teferi's ability yet? I want Kaido. I think I dropped the Imp then. Look at all them triggers. I never found out what they were playing. What were they playing? It looked like they were playing Blue-White Spirits, but that... I mean, mad props, dude. You keep trying to make Blue-White Spirits work. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to go more hard control now? That's my guess. I don't think Blue-White Spirits is a great matchup for Esper, though. For them. I'm having a fine time. But I did get lucky on the draw. I did get my one-off of Teferi, which I think kind of just, like, broke open the game for me to just make me grow immensely. God, I'm still sad that I lost... Well, I didn't lose the footage. I just messed up the footage, and then I got annoyed and just conceded the second half of the game. I technically could have saved rounds 2 and 3. I lost the end of the first game because I forgot how triggers get ordered with Shieldred, because I don't play too many Shieldred mirror matches. So that was annoying. But, I lost the first round, and I just decided to say screw it and concede and just go and record a new video, because it was just a little... Why do I have a singular swamp? Why do I still have a singular swamp? Alright, well, that's a slap in the face. Drop that. Then I think I drop Actually, you know what I do? I drop the basics, because they're obviously playing Field of Ruin, so I want to be able to go get my basics. This, like, I just didn't really have much of a choice on the mulligan. This might have already be a lost round because of that. Why do you play Plaza of Heroes? Is it just for Dorothea? I don't want to destroy evil Dorothea, by the way. I want to destroy evil the enchantment when it comes back. I think that's the much better play. I think 4 damage is something I can very easily take and not have to kill. Another thing that I want to take care of by just destroying evil on the enchantment. We go ahead and play this because there's no reason not to. I have all my mana colors that I need. To be fair, if they try and assign this to Dorothea to try and go for like an 8 damage swing, I think I just kill her. No, we just kill her now. They're tapped out. I think we can just like flash in Urtai if they try and attach something. Then Urtai can trade for Dinnik. I think regardless we flash in Urtai. I think we try and get out their Plaza of Heroes. How badly do you want Dinnik on board? Bad enough to go down a mana into the Esper matchup? They will! Alright, that's huge for me. Especially drawing into Rafine. Goodbye, underdog. Don't need you. Like, they can give their Dinnik double strike, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm in a much better position at the moment. That's what that does, right? It gives a double strike? Yeah. Your Catilda's a 1/1. Alright, well, we've lucked into this one-off several times now.
Battles I might not win. It's nice to see a familiar face.
I guess they could double block Urtai if they really wanted to. So they technically can kill Teferi if they give double strike to Catilda, but I don't think that's the play they want to make. If they do, that's fine, right? Like that. Weird. Are they just trying to race me? Oh, they're going to use it to kill Teferi. Okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, are they trying to race me? Because I don't think that works.
Try again.
No, they're not. I do think I just pumped this thing into high heaven. And now I just have a 9/9 swinging at you. Every turn, it's just gonna get bigger. And we just hold up everything we have here. I think we just hold. I think we chump block Catilda with giving Plaza of Hero benefits. If it swings. I think we might siphon Insight and try and steal something from them now. Because I can still Plaza of Heroes. Like, that's not their that's not a problem here. I can still Plaza of Heroes. Alright, we got out all their mana! Nice, that means I can just siphon Insight on Do I care about 4 damage? I don't think I actually care. It's 10 damage now, but I literally don't have to care. I think we just siphon Insight again now. I guess we just yoink their card. Cycle. Now we have our own Dorothea, which is nice. I don't think I lose here, but I think it's very close. I think I should have slotted in more removal. I think it's very, very close. Oh no, we do lose here. Slot in more removal. More spot removal. Bring it on. Void Rends. Toxrill's probably good. Cut downs for sure? They have a lot of tutus. Drop all the make disappears. I don't want to play around that. Drop the Siphon Inside. I don't want to play around that. I think the Void Rends, the Toxrill, and the cut downs will solve my problems though. I think they just got an unlucky draw that first game and they never got to combo, which is funny, considering I got a decently lucky draw and still didn't get to combo. But hey, such is life sometimes. Sometimes you draw 7 lands because your deck has 26 in it. There's nothing you can do, right? They got a bunch of good cards off the top. I don't know if I misplayed, but I do think that I absolutely got boned on the... Like, look at this. There we go. Now that's playable. I think we drop the Swamp because, like I said, we know this person plays whatchamacallit, and I want to be able to get my Swamp back. Or get my Swamp for a card. Land that gets destroyed, essentially. Go for the Threat's really good here, and I gotta know what to use it on, though. I don't know why they're playing Plaza of Heroes other than, I guess, Dinnick and Dorothea. I guess Catilda uses it too, right? If they want to trade Underdog, I think I'm okay with that. Should I have dropped Destroyed Evil? Maybe. Maybe not. Ah, that's what I need to kill, though. Currently don't need the cut down. And this way they can just trade if they need be. That's fine. Next turn I can summon back an Underdog. I'm not concerned about what they're doing yet. Big ol' yet. I am now barely concerned about what they're doing. They are wasting an entire turn to kill Rafine. And now I can just play Out of the Dawn Sky. Don't think you planned around that one! Yeah! They probably planned around it, I just didn't get to see it. I can't imagine they wouldn't think that I would have Out of the Dawn Sky. Right? Oh, are they missing all their land drops? That's really bad. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the Void Rend game. Fading Hope? Fading Hope isn't in the rotation right now. It could be a Fading Hope that's holding priority. Because I don't think they're running much destruction, right? They're absolutely getting land/mana screwed. I got really lucky here, drawing that Void Rend, because that means that I can just take out whatever I want and I don't have to care. Whatever they try and play to, like, cause problems for me, I can just kill it. It cannot be countered. I think Hexproof goes around it? I'm not positive. I'm not, like, 100% positive. Did they miss their land again? That's really tough. If they try and, like, exile Ow, I could just kill it with Void Rend, right? Maybe find more value that way. That might be the play. Just kill off Ow so that I make sure I get value if they try and bounce him, because I don't really want to replay him. They're gonna march him. Wow, that's a commitment. Just for me to be able to Void Rend him? If they play out like 2 different cards here to kill Ow. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a smart play. Let's just grab Wedding Announcement. I think that's the better play. If they try and do something fancy, yeah, I'm just gonna kill it. Draw a card. Destroy Evil is amazing. I can do whatever the hell I want to them now, essentially. And because they're literally out of lands and stuff, wow, they exiled a lot of stuff. They're out of, like, so much. It says choose one, which isn't good for them, I guess. That's an interesting choice of a card. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the card draw, though. Alright, I got both attacks off, aka they don't have, like, a march again. Or if they do, they're not playing it right now. This doesn't buff its toughness, does it? It does buff its toughness. And it gives it protection from vampires, which doesn't affect anything. Well, that's just a lucky draw. We'll see if Cut Down resolves. I knew I was smart to put it in here. Alright, that might just be game because of Destroy Evil, but we'll find out. They could have something up their sleeves. I feel a little bad. They missed, like, all of their land drops this time. It's a Spirit Warrior. But, yeah, I think that's game from the lack of interaction here. From the lack of, like, holds and holdups. I think that might just be game. Yeah, GG's opponent. You played really well. You took it to me. You took it to the Esper deck. That's pretty good. I think it's a cool deck. Enchantment Spirits. Some type of Enchantment Spirits, blue-white nonsense. That's cool. I like it. It's a fun deck, opponent. GG's to you. Alright, this is a promotion game, technically speaking, so let's find out if we promote! We're going for... We should be going from plat to diamond on this game. Alright, they have a Liliana, so they might just be playing mono. What? How? How the actual fuck is there no lands in this? How? Are there 5 lands in this? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I don't think I need 2 Caves of Koilos. They're going first. Tapped land to be able to... Oh, werewolves, potentially? Or just Gruul? Gruul something. No, Jund. It's Jund. Cool. They did go down to a pretty low starting hand, so I feel like they probably didn't get very much good, too. We'll see if Esper can take it to Jund. Jund has a lot of value in it. Especially if they get to play... Oh, they're going to play Fable. They should have held up Make Disappear. Ah, it's a misplay. Never mind, they're playing this Jund. The old Rutstein Jund. Ah, they're playing Teething Wormlet Jund. Proud of you. Okay, they're tapped out, which means I can do whatever the hell I want. So as long as I discard a creature or land... long as I discard a non-land, like the Make Disappear, which has outlived its welcome, he doesn't die now. So I get at least 3 life here. Why are you staring at my Rafine? I find it hard to believe that you haven't seen Rafine before. Considering Esper midrange is all the rage. But what do I know? Maybe they haven't. Maybe the matchmaker has been kind to them. He is a 3/4 with lifelink. Maybe they're also recording a video and they're talking through what's going on in their head. They're getting lucky on finding, on discarding creatures to make a board state. I probably want to go wide into them. I also probably want to play Kaido on this next turn over Shieldred. Interesting. It's a I don't know how to say this, I'm sorry. Transmogrant's Crown? I think I just swing Dinnick here and see what happens. I think I might dump Shieldred here. No, I jumped the extra Rafine because I don't need it. It's a 4/5, so that's good. They don't get to equip it like instant speed or anything. I think we just play Kaido here. I don't think on 3 mana they can play anything that actually scares me, right? And I don't think they have a 1-cost spell in red or green colors that scares me enough to not play Kaido. Because Lightning Bolt isn't a thing in Standard. I don't know what they're waiting for. I want my card! It's the best 3 words in Magic. Draw a card. And then Kaido faces out and I don't have to worry about anything. But Kaido lives. I might just play Shieldred and then just start trying to go super heavy on the attack and draw front. We'll see what they play, though. I have a feeling this is they're going to be using the things they make with Rusty. And just, like, equipping the crown to them. Okay, they ditched the wastes. They're up to 5 mana now. I need to be concerned. Because that could be, like, Silverback Elder territory, right? Isn't he a 5-drop? And that card's pretty okay into this matchup because he's a big body. So he's hard to kill. And combine that with the fact that he destroys artifacts and enchantments, and we like Wedding Announcement. I'm going to assume they're going to equip it to something, and then I just kind of have to let it go. Phyrexian Fleshgorger. Not what I expected to see. Okay, so... really not what I expected to see. I can't go for the Throat It. I think we say sorry to Kaido, but he lived through his usefulness. And sorry Extra Shelly, and sorry to Fairy. I think we definitely just say sorry to Kaido here. He just outlived his usefulness, right? We do kind of have an overwhelming board state unless they find a way to kill it all. But Dinnick is already a 6/7, right? So I'm just going to be gaining tons of life. So if they have a kill me win con, they're going to be having trouble. Draw a card. Unfortunately, that means he's basically dead now. Play the Articar Wastes. I can now bounce whatever. I can now actually save Kaido if I so choose. Which might be the play. I might have to do that at combat. They ditched Phyrexian Dragon Engine. That's good for me. I wonder if they're trying to meld Mishra in this deck. That'd be interesting. Jund meld. If they swing, I just bounce it. My own life total be damned. Yeah, I just bounce it. My life total be damned. It's gonna hurt me a lot. But I think it's just the right play. So I don't think they have a way to protect it. And that unequips the crown. They now have to replay the guy. I think we're just kind of good after that. Honestly. Which is nice. Which is very nice. Unfortunately, that was like my best thing that I had access to kill it. Because I'm running Go for the Throat. Which I could kill Rusty with. To make them stop generating card advantage. They can't replay it, by the way. Their second black mana for it was a treasure token. Okay, they're kind of going wide. This makes me want to play Toxrill into them. Unfortunately, that does mean... Well, first of all, we kill Rusty. I think that's the play. Then... We just swing everything? Make Dinnick not die. Speaking of Dinnick, underdog. So I can flash in Urtai and kill something. In case they find a way to... In case they want to try and kill Shelly by blocking with Blood Tithe Harvester. I flash in Urtai, kill the Harvester. They do get the draw, but like, it's drawing on my terms, not on their turns. They also get forced to draw twice from Shelly. Which is actually a lot of damage. They get forced into a double draw here. Which hurts them twice. We draw again. So our life total just keeps soaring.
Something you didn't know.
And now we really just don't worry about anything because we have accrued such a state that our opponent concedes. Wow, okay. Alright, let me think. I want tons of removal, but I don't want the Go for the Throats. So we drop the Go for the Throats. Bring in Cut Downs, because those are great into Rutstein as Infernal Grasp, but I actually think Void Rend's better. Make Disappear is great. I don't think I want to Siphon Insight, and I think I just want to one-off Toxrill in here. I want to drop something. I don't think we need... Well, Destroy Evil does hit Rutstein, though, right? Yeah, Destroy Evil hits Rutstein, so I think we just drop a Make Disappear instead. Out of 3 Make Disappears, we include the Cut Downs. Because Cut Down's going to hit most of their board states, so yeah, let's go for it. Let's go ahead and resituate. I don't think we need board wipes. I think the closest we need to a board wipe is our Toxrill. Who we will probably eventually find, because I found him like every game I've sideboarded him in. Now, don't get me wrong, Toxrill does have problems with, like... Oh, they want their creatures to die, right? But if I can get Shieldred and Toxrill... Well... What are the odds I draw an untapped land? They gotta be good, right? Yeah, I'll draw an untapped land. This is such a stupid decision. Oh, this was such a stupid decision. I might just lose because of that. I should have mulliganed. That's my fault. Apologies, dear viewer. Yeah, that's my B. Oh well, at least I can Void Rend. I got a little cocky. I actually think we play Rafine here in place of Void Rend, because I don't think they play removal. And if they do, I don't think they want to spend an entire turn when they're a combo deck. Right? Like, I don't think the combo off deck wants to spend an entire turn removing Rafine. Okay, Wormlight grows, they gain life. We play this. And I think we just hold back. Because we can either... We have 3 options here, right? We have 3 ways of killing off their stuff. Wormlet's fine. That doesn't bother me too much. Giction Puppeteer. That's a weird one. I think if they attack with the Wormlet thinking, oh, I can get some easy damage, we flash in Imp? Alright, well, we'll just kill the Puppeteer then. I don't want that to exist. They clearly want to draw a bunch. Hard play Owl. I mean, they could have a... What's the name of that card? It's like a 4-mana card, though, so it's a lot. Not you. Well, they don't have the mana for it anymore anyways, because all their black mana went to the Flesh Gorger. They can't kill Ow at all. Even if that was a, like, Voltage Surge, they spent their red for some reason. I think the auto-tapper screwed him. I think they should have manually tapped for that. I might just cycle out the tower. I have 6. There's Rusty. I might just cycle Verfine's tower and then kill the wormlet with the evil. Because that gives me a better chance at, It gives me a better chance at finding my last land to be able to hard play Toxroll. Which I think is a good play here. They're holding up Prio with their blood token for some ungodly reason. I could just play the Wandering Emperor here, but I think cycling a land is the better play. Yeah, untapped land. This Toxroll needs an answer. They can't let him go. He will just slowly start dwindling their resources here. Right? Like, they need an answer to this guy, which allows Isle the Dawn Sky to just kind of vibe and do his thing. Which is swing for like 7 each turn now. We don't need to pump him. If we don't want to. I don't know, Toxroll's still in standard. It's kind of crazy, right? At their instep, they lose their Blood Tithe Harvester, if nothing else. And then at my next instep, they lose their Wormlet if they don't get another creature on board. Alright. I was going to ditch the tower, but I don't need another Rafine right now. They are on a 1-turn clock, I think? Oh, that is so painfully unfortunate. Terra Sunder was the card I was thinking of. That's the thing that can exile Ow without them having to kill it. That is, like, painfully unfortunate for them. So because that exiles Ow, and then he doesn't get value. That is some desperation plays that I don't think I care about. Maybe I can find Shelly? That'd be cool. That'd be kind of neat, huh, boss? Does it say die when you don't control with a slime counter on it? Dies. Yeah, it's dies. Thanks for the slugs, buddy. You can't stop the slugs. Thank you. Say hi to Shelly. Thumbs up. You did great, friend. You got me a Shieldred. Wait, no. What? No, we weren't done. Wait. Where are you going? Why are you running? All right. Well, this is the thing people do, right? They do a wrap up. Yeah, I think this deck's great. I think it's very obviously very good for obvious reasons. You saw it take it to some other pretty good matchups. It technically went 3-1, but you missed the 4th video where I lost. Because like I said, I accidentally had music playing. That's my bad. Sometimes you just lose footage, dear viewer. That do be how it be. Yeah, I like this deck. I think it's really good. I think being able to sideboard is something that I undervalue in Magic sometimes. That makes the game a lot more enjoyable. I'm allowed to like actually have a thought process and not just play and deck list. Sure, best of one's fun for just kind of going crazy and just trying out new fun decks and seeing if the deck works at all. But best of 3 is really where decks get to shine. And I'm honestly going to give out an MVP type thing because I don't typically do that. But I think Toxroll, insane one-off card in this deck. Toxroll just requires answers. And when you run a deck where lots of other creatures people think they need to answer them, when you're running Shieldred and Rafine, and you're running stuff like Ow and Teferi, right? Like you're playing stuff that your opponent's like, I need to get rid of that. And then you put a Toxtrol on board after they've used 3 removal spells, and you just wipe their board state. He was pretty good. Now, don't get me wrong. He doesn't deserve multi-main boards. He doesn't deserve more than 1 copy in the sideboard, but he's really good. I think he's really great in the meta right now because there's a lot of go wide because of the removal of Meat Hook, so black doesn't have as easy of a time answering it. But I think Toxtrol's pretty good. I think if you have ways to cheat him into play, it could be really fun. I did it. That's not like a tease, but a maybe idea in the future of maybe like a Mardu Reanimator deck, where I where I try and reanimate as many Toxtrols as I can, or something. But either way, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you did, like it. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this on the channel, and I hope to catch you in the next one.